welcome to the Full Charge Power Hour. I'm Matt Fulcheron. I'm the Full Charge. I got Craig Coleman here.
Yeah, you do.
I got Bryan Erwin here.
Still here.
Pledge on Patreon.
Still here.
Patreon.com/the Full Charge. There's a link in the description. We got to build a new studio. We need your help. And come see me on the Bro Adjacent Tour.
Hey.
I'm in the Midwest, the South, the East Coast, Florida. It's all happening. San Diego. Come on.
And then back to the West Coast in San Diego.
Oh yeah. Lots of stuff going on. We're short timers here in this studio.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
guys.
Well, you're getting ready to build the Walsher.
Oh,
the Brent Walsher, Matt, no.
the full Walsh.
The full Walsh. There, the full
Full
Walsh
wall
studio.
studios.
The
I like that.
Or the full record studios.
Sweet. It's just going to be a storage garage.
They all are.
Yeah.
This
needs-
is all smoke and mirrors.
It needs a lot of
Including
work.
us.
Yeah, but we
Right.
don't have any smoke or mirrors yet.
Yeah.
All right, we don't even have any cameras yet. So, yeah.
Sorry, back to what you were talking
This is dust and fucking and shitty lighting right now. No, but I was gonna say we're here in this building, and last week when we were here, someone told us, "Hey, could you guys keep it down?" And they pointed to a red light.
Yeah. It's a
outside
shared
of
property, just so everybody understands the continue.
And so this week you guys said I wasn't here, so I walked in, you guys were whispering.
Yes.
Yeah, what?
We were whispering.
you walked into the after the
Yeah.
fact.
So what's the math?
Look, I know sometimes I get excited and I'm a loud
Sure.
talker, so I want to start there.
Sure.
I own my role.
Right.
It wasn't that.
So
It was the can you guys keep it down? Points to it and then goes yeah.
That
and then
part.
gave me like I'm 14
she
years
even-
old
she
and I needed to be like scold. I'm like
Yeah.
I'm too old for this shit. All you had to say was, hey, sorry, we're recording. Can you keep it down? Like a fucking adult to another adult,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I would have said absolutely, which I still did anyway.
Right.
I just didn't know what the yeah part was while you're pointing to
So
the fucking
she
light.
said yeah, and then she goes, it was a little loud, and that's when
Well,
you
and
wanna
then kept
go, like,
going on it.
Then
And we're-
that's when you want to go like, yeah, and this is also a fucking waiting room.
Yeah, that's
right?
number
You
one.
got the room next to the waiting room.
Right, and it's just a red light. It's not like everyone shut up in the whole building. There's a reason there's a door.
we as soon as she said keep it down, we did. The fact that she kept going
Yeah.
on top of it, like Craig said,
Yeah.
saying like let us. She did a recap
Yeah.
of our loudness, like after we
Right.
already said sorry. We're
And
done.
she's a young person, so it's just like you and me are both like, look, I've raised a human being. Okay, motherfucker.
multiples over here.
Yeah, this guy raised 2 human beings.
Right.
None of them are going to be shooters.
Yeah, right.
All 3 of those people are raised well. They're not going to be rooftoppers.
Right.
There's no period.
Yeah, I think that tact would be nice.
You know what? I'm going to go knock on that door and go,
No.
hey, by the way, so next time, maybe you could. I'll do one of those things you get people on set do, like,
Yeah.
so Craig, what's really going on? And you're like, yeah, see you next Tuesday. What is going on?
Yeah. What would be great is if you were like, listen, maybe next time when you talk to grown-ass adults, you just say, hey, can you keep it down? And they will. And then I come from behind you and go, yeah. And then I disappear behind you again.
Right. Because really what it is, it's like, look, so I'm going to walk with Jesus in the next 20, 30 years if I'm lucky. And I've kind of reached a point where I don't give a fuck about a lot of things.
We should take on their project. We should start a real beef.
Why not?
Their project.
Yeah.
Beef is the only thing that's hot now, right? You
Yeah.
got to be up against somebody at all times.
Didn't-
Like, that's the new world.
Didn't Kendrick Lamar just win a shit ton of Grammys
For
for
beefing?
beef material?
Was that what he did?
I
for
have yet
beef
to dive
material?
into this,
Right.
but apparently there's like a Drake Kendrick Lamar beef that blew up on Twitter over the summer. People were just recording tracks and sending them, just releasing them to the internet, I think. And but I haven't bothered to listen to any of it.
I'll be honest, I've heard of both of these characters. Is Drake the one who wears a poofy coat? And
No.
I don't know. He's Canadian.
He's
yeah,
Yeah.
I could probably care less about any of those people.
Well,
Most of my rap is like from Boston or East Coast, undergroundy stuff.
well, yeah. Most of my hip hop's from like 20 years ago at
And
least.
definitely all my
That's
shit
the cutoff.
has like a 2006 on it.
I don't have any. I'm so sorry. and I know that I don't know if that makes me,
You're not listening to Ill Bill? Come on, dog.
No, it's better to not be into hip hop at all than to be like, I like the old stuff.
I always feel out of touch though because I always felt out of touch about it because I'm more of like an alternative music.
Yeah.
Same.
Old music, just old music in general. Like I like the history of music, and I just never got to that part. And then it just got to the point where I felt I was too old to be getting to that part, so I just walked.
So
now I feel out of touch.
I just love music, so I'll just dip into whatever, and I'll just start listening to stuff, especially on the internet. There's some insane stuff coming out of like Sweden right now. Where these dudes wear masks on their face and shit, and all these like Norwegian, all the scans. Yeah, it's insane. Like the music,
what kind of stuff are they doing?
Antlers. It's kind of like this. Just it's got a cool beat.
Okay.
I would tell people go look up Goat.
Okay.
And the album is World Music.
Okay.
All right.
And there's a couple jams on there that'll blow your mind.
But like, what would you categorize?
I would
the music
categorize it as
like Rammstein kind of shit.
No, it's not like metal. It's more like it's like dance music.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more like just got a cool beat. It's mellow.
Okay.
Anytime the word world comes into play in music, it means there's going to be a beat. Okay. There's going to be extra percussion.
Yeah.
And you're going to be dancing.
Right.
Meaning you can dance to it anywhere in the
I would
world.
say,
White people will have dreadlocks by the end of this album.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Pretty accurate, and I want to say maybe 2 or 3 of the people in the band have.
Sure, you have
but you can't see their face.
Sure.
Because they all wear these weird beads on their face. It's good. You know, I smoke a lot of weed, but it is pretty good stuff.
The disclaimer.
Anytime
you might not like it unless you're high.
What I like about that is that I don't think you ever get to a point where you can't discover new music, and that's one of the best. If you love music, discovering something new is still.
I think it gets way harder to discover new music because you don't love it like you did when the time and the age that we grew up. Like if you heard, there was nothing better than music.
Yeah.
There was just nothing better than music, and now it feels a little background. And no matter how much I love music, at 50, I can't get into it. It can't like make my day the way it used to. And not only that, with the age of the iPhone, I'm always like skip. I hate it. I hate how much I skip. That's why I just turn on the radio at home sometimes.
I mean, you won't invest in a song. You just won't do it.
I will, but I'm more likely not to.
Okay.
Just because I have the option. It's a sad
or
world.
just any song. New stuff or anything.
Anything.
Oh, okay.
I'll listen to my Apple Music shuffle and I'll be like, heard it. No shit, I heard it. I downloaded it all.
That's true.
Yeah, I think I just listen to my stuff, and I'll make playlists, long playlists. It'll be like driving songs 2024, or.
I notice that it changes when I get in the car. Like if I'm in the car,
that's fair.
Like everything just sounds better.
Right.
I don't skip as much because I'm rolling down the street,
going
trying to avoid death.
Now you're just playing theme songs, dude, to get where you're going, right?
Mm-hmm. Now I'm in a music video.
And that's what I'm doing. Exactly. Now I'm in a music video.
It's funny you bring that up. Last night I had to print out a script, so I had to stay, and I was like, it was on my computer that I keep all my music on, so I went to iTunes and I was scrolling through it, and I ran into one of my old, I stockpile all my old stand-up on the audio.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I'm just curious, like what I got on here.
Yeah.
Dude, so at first it was great. It was a great lead in. I was listening to some of it, and I was like, huh. Pretty funny stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'd say something and be like, oh, what the fuck am I, what, cringe? Like, I mean, there is definitely some stuff I was like, dude, come on, man. What were you thinking? Like,
didn't age well or just not funny?
Huh?
Didn't age well or just not funny?
It didn't age well.
Yeah.
And then I listened. I was,
so the Chinese are.
But it's just, I went upstairs and we were at dinner and I was telling my family and you know, of course, my wife immediately is like, "So, well, let's hope you never get famous because people will try to find that stuff and knock you out." I'm like, "Okay, I have opinions about that whole thing."
Yeah.
That was
I said,
cool.
but
let's hope you never get famous.
But you know what's funny is my son didn't ask me like, "Well, what stuff are you embarrassed by?"
He's just like,
and I was like,
Dad's
"Actually,
talking again."
But I was okay that he didn't.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't know how much of it's actually ever been out because I made those CDs, but I never actually sold them.
Sure.
but I was just putting it together. But man, some of that stuff, like 03, 05, 07, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have anything when you look back at your early
comedy. I have plenty of stuff because
that you just cringe at. It's not necessarily horrible.
We've done 500 podcasts. I definitely have stuff.
Yeah, and then there's also the idea that like podcasts are one thing. Stand up always makes you cringe.
Yeah.
Because it just like, I'll look at a good set where people are laughing and it just makes me uncomfortable to listen to it, to watch it. But then there's shit where like the world has changed.
Yeah.
So to make, I don't want to get too specific.
Sure.
There's certain things that were like, ha, this is a joke, right? That are now like complete political platforms.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, okay, this isn't funny because people really think like this.
Yes.
And I didn't think people thought like that, and that's why I thought this was funny. But shit is crazy out there, and there's stuff that stand up just doesn't age well anyway.
Right. I mean,
it just doesn't.
And I what I will say is the fact that I cringed tells me I've evolved. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to defend shitty jokes or shitty concepts just because I want to flex. It's like, no, man, that was like, I obviously know I would never try to even maneuver through that joke. And some of them were failed attempts at trying to outsmart the room.
Yeah.
So, but it's completely.
I love that failed attempt.
Yeah. It definitely is.
Turns out they were pretty smart.
Yeah. And it just didn't hit the way you thought it was, right? You're trying to turn shit upside down. And it just lands the way they go, no, that just straight up no.
Like, no.
Also, anytime you do a CD or a special or whatever, there's always at least 2 or 3 jokes that were like new jokes that never became good jokes.
Yeah.
That just kind of snuck on the album.
Sure.
Because, it's like, well, I should do this here and this here and this here. When you listen to it, you go, all right, we'll leave it in. Why not? It needs to be 45. It needs to be an hour. And that happens too. And you go, because I've been cutting up old stuff recently, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I've gotten to a point where I just don't remember any of these jokes. And there's a lot of them that are good, and I'm like, I just don't remember these.
Isn't that
jokes.
crazy when you hear yourself saying something and you're like, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Like I don't ever remember saying those things.
Yeah,
and it's not.
But I'm saying it with confidence.
Yes.
There's nooks and crannies. There's nuances, left turns.
Yes.
Fucking slam dunks.
Which
and
means
I'm like,
you
I don't
worked on
remember
that
any of this shit.
That means you spent time working on it, and you have no memory of something you put an effort into, which is hilarious.
Yeah. That's why we tape it.
Yeah.
Right. And go over it. I mean, what I put up on YouTube recently, probably have no business putting up there.
No, you do. At this point, you do. I mean, it's just a big sea of
it's
fucking...
just like, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is 19 minutes. It's pretty good. There's a lot of new stuff on there, but I feel good about it.
You should have that up right now.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
And then you take it, if it gets out of hand, you can't lose, because if it gets to be like 200,000 and people are fighting, and like, even if they're like, there's always, if it gets to be that big, people are going to be like, this sucks, this is great, this sucks, this is great.
That's fine.
At that point, and then if you only have like 500 views, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, I'm at 400 right now.
Yeah, so who the fuck cares?
Who
Just
the
leave
fuck
it up.
cares?
You
Yeah.
need something up.
Right? Why not?
Yeah.
I will tell you, there was one joke on there, and I don't know why I left it on there, because I had real time was told by an audience, like, out you go. That joke will not know. How dare you tell that joke?
This is on the tape?
You mean somebody in the audience?
No. I'll give you perspective. So, when I moved out here, I was getting divorced. I was angry. I was an asshole. I was insecure. I was a piece of shit.
I thought you were a nice guy.
Piece of shit. To you guys, I was. But I was just like, but that's where I was coming from, right?
Yeah.
A lot of, I'll never forget, like, because Louis Anderson at one point pulled me aside. He said, "You're a really funny comedian." But he goes, sometimes you pull this angry card, which is bullshit, because that's just your insecurity showing. He's like, you need to get rid of that and start just telling jokes.
I wish he talked to me.
He goes, you're getting in your own way by being that. Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of a learning curve for me. And obviously, my comedy completely changed after that. But previous to, and this being one of the jokes, it was a joke that went really well out here because I was making fun of my hometown.
Right.
And then my dumbass goes back to the hometown with all of his angry arrogance and his middle finger comedy, and does it to the audience, and they're like, "Get the fuck out of here!
just
Who
wanna
the
eat
fuck do you
cheese,
think
dude."
you
Talking
are?"
about us, homie.
And it didn't even. And in that moment, I was like, "Oh my god, how fucking stupid am I?" Right? Like, what is my problem?
You know what's funny though? Like,
but I'm glad they did. I'm glad it happened because
Sure.
it was like a huge wake up call of like, and you are what, motherfucker? Get the.
But I can do that to Bakersfield, and they love it.
Well, it
Like-
depends on what it is and it depends on what place. Bakersfield
Right.
loves to be shit on, I think, by
They
a
don't mind.
Bakersfieldian.
They could care less. Because I went up there before and I started talking shit about Bakersfield and they were like, oh, I go, hey, fuck you. I'm from here. I went to South fucking High.
Yeah.
Right away they start
Sure.
laughing because they already know, like, oh,
One of us.
you went to,
One
yeah,
of us.
shittiest part of town. Shittiest part of
There-
town.
there's only a couple places where you can shit on it to their face and they love it. The number one being Cleveland.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
fucking-
they'll take
they have a great sense of humor about themselves to the point where I was like, I don't like this new when the Cavaliers won. Remember they won for a year, and I think the Indians did too. Like they got in the World Series.
Everything they were doing was going well at the time.
Everything was
yes.
working out, and I got up there and I was like, I don't like this new cocky Cleveland. Not your fucking style.
And they're like, yeah.
But I mean, it was their moment anyway, and that was love too.
Right.
I was acknowledging their sports teams.
Like Bakersfield got voted, and this has happened more than one time, like, you know, lowest education in California,
Uh-huh.
or the one they loved was murder's capital of California.
Wow.
The next day, there was like coffee cups that said "Murder City, Bakersfield." You're like, these fucking
Totally
guys.
celebrating the whole thing.
T-shirts, tattoo. Hey, look at this Murder City tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
It's an oil derrick. Oh, fucking, yeah, they do celebrate it. It's hilarious.
So what were you saying? You were shitting on dreams earlier or something? What we were gonna save something
Oh,
for the podcast.
There was a lovely young lady out in the
Sure.
out in the lobby there.
The one that told you to be quiet, or the one?
No.
The
This
one
is
that was eager.
Yeah.
Just happy. Just
Yeah.
super happy to be
Yeah.
around
Yeah,
everybody.
I mean, her,
Both ends of the spectrum out there in the
yeah,
lobby.
her face is young and she has a smile that's natural. You know, some
Yeah.
people just smile because they're, I think, literally happy.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're like, oh, life hasn't like just kicked you in the face yet.
It might not though.
Yeah.
The way you're describing her, it might not kick her in the face.
But then there's
I hope not. I know you're going to take a different approach here. I hope not.
I think it's gonna do both. If I know life.
I know some people, they have had hard, shitty lives, but you wouldn't know it because they just like rise above it. I'm not going to focus on that. And they're just boom.
Yeah.
And they're locked in. Like, yeah, that sucked, but that's over now. And they don't dwell on it. They
Right.
don't live it. They don't get a fucking drug or alcohol
I'd like a
problem.
ticket to that show.
No shit.
Now, are these the ones?
Not this guy.
Are these the ones where they go? It's those types of times that help build character. Now,
I
you
don't
buy
want
that whole.
character.
Exactly. I was just gonna say, do you buy
And
that
it's
whole like?
hokey,
Oh, you need to go
yeah.
through a lot of shit so that it makes you a whole person. And I'm thinking, how come some really great people have really great lives and never have to go through any shit and everything's fine? Why do I have to go through shit
Yeah.
to have a better life? Right?
Well-
Is that kind of what you're?
Well, it's just and some people they just that is life, right? And some people would tell you like, oh, but in a past life, and you're like, fuck you, fuck that,
Do you want to believe that? That's fine, but it doesn't
and
count.
that's totally cool.
Yeah. You got a new body. That means new issues.
right. Some people they do it's the whole that fucking two footprints in the sand,
Yeah.
and then like, well, how come during my hardest struggles there was only one set of footprints? That is when I carried.
That's
you.
what Jesus says. That's when I carry.
Yeah.
That's when I was carrying.
Yeah. Which is tight. That's a
Oh,
tight.
it's a great
statement.
It's a great thing to have in your bathroom.
If you need, that's where you need it.
That's a good spot. That's a good spot.
How come there's always one set of footprints on my floor? Could have been worse, honey. Jesus was carrying me through
Now
most
most people just get whatchamacallit animals.
emotional support.
Oh,
Emotional support.
yeah, they're
pets,
called
yeah.
pets,
Yeah,
and
sorry.
they have not saved us throughout history.
No,
I
they're
mean
just
through
like,
mental
thanks-
illness.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
like, thanks for the food.
yeah.
The only time I saw that go awry, and this is way before I think people kind of went out, it was like, we'll call it pre-Paris Hilton dog carrying thing.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of the shift,
There you
right?
go.
Where all of a sudden they became accessories, they became more, and by the way, I'm a huge animal lover, so don't think I'm going to bash on it. It has nothing to do with that. I'm just saying, I know when the shift was, like the major shift was.
Yeah, early 2000s.
So I was at a store downtown, Fitum. They do whatever
I know
fashion
what you
design
see.
school.
Yeah. Oh, the
And they were
school.
doing like a Star Wars thing, so I took my family there, and then you walk through the store, and
Can I ask
yeah.
you, what is a Star Wars thing?
they did a whole costumes,
like a fashion.
of
Oh,
all
okay,
the,
It is
cool.
a
They
fashion
brought in,
institute.
Yeah.
and they brought in like an X-wing fighter, like one of the ones they used. I mean, that's the beauty of being in LA, right? Like you're getting the real shit, like you
Right.
know what I mean. So
Right.
it was
I'm
really
sorry
cool.
to interrupt you again. I want to come back to this. Put a pin in this. There's some kind of strip show with all Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
But
That's not what I took my family to.
I know.
Okay,
Because,
yeah.
I want to come back to
Well,
that.
maybe
I
Yeah.
mean,
You
if you
should.
really love Star Wars and it's the best you can get
I
Yeah.
could talk my wife into that and be like, I didn't know it. Oh, this is crazy.
the whole time. Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know this was a strip. Thank God. Well, we already paid for the tickets.
Sorry, Brian.
No. It's fine. So we finish and we're in the shop and a blind person came in with their dog and the woman comes up and goes, yeah, I'm sorry, there's no pets allowed in here, and they kicked him out.
Oh my
And
God.
Oh. Nobody was like, hey, that guy's blind.
Very rare that I lose my shit, but that was one of those ones where I was like, I looked around, I'm like, no one's gonna say anything.
Yeah.
No one, not a
Right.
single fucking person in there, and I just fucking lost my shit and went off. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't kick. Do you understand why that dog is with that person? Like, you
Right.
just kicked out a blind person who needs that dog to fucking. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
And they're like, sir, you need to go. You're out of line.
Oh
you
my
got
God.
kicked out.
Yeah, but I didn't let it go. I went full
Good.
Karen. I went home, sent emails, made phone calls. Like
Yeah.
I was just like,
That's a good time to do
Nice.
it. I mean,
no
you're actually
apologies. They
sticking
didn't
up
even go
for
out and try to
somebody.
get the person back. Nothing. I was
Nobody
like,
realized.
they stood firm on their like no animals. I'm like, what?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Like, and by the way, this isn't like this has been going on for decades at this point. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
Right. That they have pets.
No, this is one of the most surprising things when I moved to LA in the late 90s was that people could bring their dogs into restaurants,
I hate it.
their dogs into Kinko's. It's still kind of weird to me, and but it was
fucking
like it's
hate it.
normal.
Yeah.
And then it just reminds me for some reason like how crazy Kinko's used to be in the late 90s because nobody had their
Yeah,
home office
for
or whatever.
sure.
Right,
but
right.
this is a resume society. Like, especially before social media
Yes.
and YouTube, like, you really had to have your shit down on paper.
We'd go there and
so-
make flyers for hours.
Right. So I was in Kinko's on Sunset, and there was, like, 4 lines, all of them 10 deep. Like, this is our day. Everybody
That was
is
it.
here. This is our day.
Yeah.
And this woman, but there was also no smoking in most places when you get to
Yeah.
LA. But
Yes.
this woman just lit up a cigarette
In
at the end of the
Kinko's?
line in Kinko's because she was trying to prove like how stressed she was
Wow.
and how like this isn't fair that we have to wait in line, and she just lit up a fucking cigarette, and about 50 people, no exaggeration, were just like, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
But then it was also my first experience of, hey, you can break the rules and people might not say anything to you.
No. True.
Like even society might not say anything to you.
Is it
And
worth
Kinko's
it?
ain't going to say anything to you because everybody's just too busy to worry about this bullshit.
No, and you needed to get through Kinko so you go to Blockbuster, dude. That was pretty much the
Right
day,
across
right?
the
Right,
street.
that was literally it. By the way, somebody asked me the other day if I wanted to print out the script they sent me, and he goes, "Do you need money for Kinko's?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, what decade are we talking about right now, dude?
Yeah.
What
Do
makes
they
you think
even
I'm going?"
have
That's what I
Kinko's?
said. I go, "Is
Yeah.
Kinko's even a thing anymore? I didn't
And,
know."
and he goes, well, why are we even making a movie? People don't watch them anymore.
the whole thing was
It
ridiculous.
just crumbled.
Full cycle. Full circle.
You
Full
guys
circle.
both went home and got to bed.
We
You're like,
both
whatever.
slammed
mind.
down our landlines and went on our day.
Fuck, there's another dream crushed. Slam.
Yeah, by the way, as someone who's a huge animal lover and has dogs,
Yeah.
I don't like unless it's a place that is literally like it's a pet restaurant or you know what I mean, like a coffee
Pet
shop.
restaurant.
No, meaning that's what it is. It's like
I
that's
know.
what we cater to.
I've been in
But if
one.
it's a regular
Yeah.
place, I totally
That's
agree.
so
It's like
stupid.
it's
I was in
So
Brooklyn, and I'm like walking around. I'm like, oh, this place looks all right. Like it's a place. It was a coffee shop where you could bring your dog, and like from what I saw, there was no dogs in there.
Right.
But then I got in there, and there was a whole room with dogs, and dogs are fighting. They're
was
like,
gonna
it's
say,
like a
"Ruff,
dog
ruff,
barking.
ruff,
So, yeah, they're like I'm trying to write, and they're barking. And I just said to myself, I go, this is why the conservatives hate us.
Yeah.
I was like, this
Exactly.
reason
But
right
in
here.
their
Even though
defense-
in their world, like some country place, they're gonna have dogs inside too.
No, they're
but this
not.
theme, they're not.
no,
Fuck
they'll sit,
no,
they'll
when
sit
I
in the back of
lived
the
in
truck.
When I lived in Alaska, if you
Yeah.
walked in with your fucking dog, people
Yeah.
would be like, "What the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing?
exactly.
Get that dog out of here."
Right, and I'm from a small town too, and that's my attitude. I'm like,
Right.
why is there a dog in fucking a
Absolutely.
steakhouse right now?
Oh, are we gonna
But-
give it a plate?
Yeah.
In their defense, that specific place said, "This is what we're all about. This is our angle," and you still went in there getting a muffin. I don't know what you were
Sure.
thinking.
Totally. I was thinking, I'm going to
Getting a
check this
muffin.
out. How bad could it be?
I'll tell you how bad it could be.
Yeah.
There's dogs in there. One of them's going to take a shit somewhere
Right,
near where
right,
you're
right.
eating.
Yeah.
You should. That's why it's like gotta go. I'm
Yeah.
out.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
oh, I
like
left.
that's. As somebody who has dogs take shits around, we went and had a family picnic in our backyard once. Our dog walked up, looked at us, and just started taking a shit right next to us. And we're like, well, I guess we're not having any more backyard picnics on the grass.
Pretty great.
But that's the reminder of, like, that's their world. Like, we were literally sitting having a picnic in their fucking bathroom.
I was going to say, he's like, oh, yeah, you know that thing you guys always sit at? I can't go sit at? Yeah, well, this is where I shit.
They also, you're a dog person. I don't know that much about dogs. They're not, shit is just perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Right? They're not like, oh, this isn't a party ruiner. I'm going to take a shit right here. I might even smell it. We're going to keep talking.
Yeah.
Come smell my shit.
I'm going to join
Anybody
in the
want to
fun.
smell this? Anybody
Right.
want to get in on this? Like,
Even
they have different standards.
Yeah, you guys got a shit? I'm cool with it. Let's all take a shit.
On me.
Let's mark.
On me. It's on the house.
Go ahead, mark it up. Mark it up. I know you guys. We're good. We're tight. It's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, dog people are getting a little bit nuts in this world. There's no doubt about it. We stopped going to dog parks because of what you just described. It's just, it's sheer chaos.
It does look like
and
chaos.
borderline bloodbath. And I got stuck in one of these ones where two dogs got in a fight. Another guy picks up somebody's dog, throws it. Then they're all trying to kill that guy. I stood in the middle of them. I'm like, we're not killing anyone here today. And I was looking for my wife. I'm like, get the dog. We are never fucking coming to a dog park
Justice
again.
Warrior Bryan, dude. Look,
Everywhere
nobody's going to murder anybody here. Hey, you just kicked out a blind guy.
I wish you were there.
I
just got a citation.
I just realized I told you I have a hero complex that I'm trying to stop having.
I wish you were at the
too
Kinko's
awesome.
with me.
Yeah.
So you could be like, hey, this is a no smoking.
I probably would.
50
have.
people say nothing. Brian's way in the back. Hey, ma'am, you can't smoke inside.
However, and you guys will be proud of me,
Yeah.
I sat one out. Now that you think about it.
Yeah.
And they murdered that guy.
Took the kid to baseball practice.
All
This is the age where all of them are getting driver's license. Kid, it just had finished raining. Big parking lot. Kid comes up in his truck and starts doing donuts. Now, I grew up in a city where that's what we did when we were
sure.
teenagers. So
Yeah.
I kind of just did the dad thing where I looked, shook my head a little bit, and just was like,
whatever.
not my fucking problem because
Sure,
it's not my
sure.
kid.
Yeah.
But I kept an eye on just in case no little kids ran out, right?
That's awesome,
Yeah.
but I kept an eye on it.
So, but I didn't say anything.
I wouldn't have.
Right.
I would have been like, wow, Timmy got hit. Well, probably shouldn't be running into the parking lot.
So the coach comes running from like a mile away because you could. I just realized after the fact you could hear it all over the fucking park, right? Comes out, looks over at me and a couple other adults, runs over like to
he's
the
like,
kids, and
Bryan.
he's like, "Who was it?" They narc on the guy.
Yeah.
Goes over, lays in the kids, and then stink eyes us again on the way out. And I was kind of
Brian,
like,
where were you? He already knew.
I was kind of like, I can't tell. Like, was he expecting us to like step in and like stop this shit like his parents? I go,
Yeah.
I don't know that kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I always look at it from the perspective of that situation. When you're a parent, right, and you go and you're a dick to another kid, and they know your kid, you just fucked your kid over,
Totally.
right?
And other parents these days might get pissed at you too.
Exactly.
You might get a big
And then
Yahoo
the other
dad.
There was another mom that was right there. Was like, well, I pretty much had everybody, his parents and the coach, on speed dial. I'm like, no, you didn't, but that's fine if you want me to try to repeat that, just in case you thought you were gonna get in trouble. You wanted
Speed dial.
You wanted to have like some setup plan, like
She
just in
said-
case.
I love the concept of speed dial in 2025. Everybody's on speed dial. But
So I stayed out, and I was proud of myself for staying
I
out.
got his parents in my emergency contacts.
this reminds me, and this podcast has been reminding me that I used to hang out with a guy named Buddy McBride, who was like Danny McBride.
Yeah.
Danny McBride's like fictional character.
Everybody has to have
Kenny
one
Powers.
Danny
And I actually have done donuts in the school parking lot. This was gravel though. This is the real fucking deal, Holyfield. I'm in there with an actual McBride doing donuts in my high school parking lot. And I just had to share that I've had that experience.
Oh, yeah.
And now in my
Oh.
brain it's in slow motion and we're like,
That's the best.
So
yeah.
My dad did donuts at my school. I may have, real quick, just real quick.
no. That trumps everything we were about to talk about. You win.
What were we talking about? What were we talking
Of
about?
course
Trauma? Childhood trauma?
I
Yeah.
love the fact that all our conversations, it turns out your dad has done worse than anything all of us have ever
And my
done.
dad's a pretty chill dude.
I know, but
Sounds
you
like
do
it.
realize that, like me, what did you say?
Sounds like it. No, I don't know anyone that does donuts that's chill.
Your dad is just he's
different.
He's a giver.
Dude.
He's a giver.
He is. So he's drank. I've seen him drunk twice in my entire life.
Okay.
And
And
both,
once he was driving.
yeah. So both times it was like, oh, I see why you don't drink. Yeah.
Wait, was this at your school? Oh, okay.
So they had a party for some reason on like a Thursday night. And my parents were like disco. In a small town, they would throw disco parties.
Right.
People'd come over, smoke weed. I'm pretty sure everybody was doing coke.
Sure.
Because everybody went into the master bedroom for some reason and came out really fucking happy.
Swinging or coke or both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Got those keys in the.
So they get loaded, and the night before, party hard, and my mom wakes up, and my mom's main thing was, you got to go to school. Like, unless you're like fucking dying, you got to go to school. So she wakes up. I'm late, right? And she's just like, oh my God, Craig got to go to school. And my dad's like, it's Friday, fuck it. You can miss one day.
I like your dad.
Yeah.
I like where he's going with
and
this.
because he's still buzzed from the night before. And he's just like, I can't fucking drive. He's like, I've been drinking.
Right.
And she's just like, you got to get him there. So we have snowmobiles. But
is it snowing out?
No.
Okay.
So it had snow, but the snow's melted.
Okay.
Right? So
Please tell me you didn't take snowmobiles. And
so there's just patchy snow.
Yeah.
You know, like the roads are clear. There's no snow. It's all melted off the roads.
Yeah.
But in the ditch,
oh my God,
there's still some snow.
Yeah.
And on my school campus, wherever there's dirt, there's still a little snow.
Sure. Patchy.
Yeah. We maybe live a mile and a half from the school. So my dad just says, well, I can take the snowmobile. And I don't know where my mom's logic, like, yeah, you can drink and snowmobile.
Yeah,
he was off the road. He was thinking, I'm not
And
actually on the road.
On the road. Until you cross the road.
Yeah. Everything he's doing is wrong simultaneously.
Yeah.
Right and wrong at the same time. Continue.
So we get on that thing, and the whole way I'm just like, yeah, I could just miss a day. Like, there's not a problem with
Are you hanging on
missing-
the back of him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, he wasn't pulling you in a sled?
No.
Okay.
No, so I'm sitting on the back, like, lunch bag in hand, you know, your books or whatever. I'm probably in the 3rd grade.
Sure.
Pull up, go across the main road, which is all just road.
Sure. Concrete.
Zero snow, right? Probably thrashing his fucking snow machine. Then there's this dirt road that leads into like the quad. You know, it's like a U shape. And then all that has snow in it.
Right.
And this is all classrooms with windows. There's no like indoor. It's all windows. Yeah. And my dad I'm just like, here. I'm like, stop here.
Yeah.
And I'll walk up.
Yeah.
Nah, he goes, now fuck that, dude. Just goes up. Where's your classroom? I'm like, oh shit, like right there. Right up. All the kids like boom at the window, like, whoa, whose crazy dad is that?
Cool dad, they probably thought, right?
Actually, all the teachers are out. It's like a movie, you know. Everybody's like at the door, like, what the fuck? And I just casually get off, and I'm like, and I just walk into my class, like I don't look, I just walk into my class, and right when I get at the door, the teacher's like, "Is that your dad?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's Ken." The Zen of Ken, man. And I turn around and all the kids are all, yeah, woo! So my fucking dad,
oh, he was feeding into it now.
He fucking just let it go, dude. Probably did 5 good donuts, spraying snow all over the place. Principals now come out like, what the? And then by the time the principal's like, hey, my dad's just like, wow.
I just took
gone.
Off? Oh my God, that is amazing.
Fucking gone. And everybody's just like, woo.
That dude put on a sideshow. By the way,
yeah, he did.
When they ask you, is that your dad? What other answer could you have? Like, no, it's just some dude that I saw.
No, that guy molests me all the time. It's...
Who else would you be riding in the back of a snowmobile with?
Yeah, I was hitchhiking, and that guy was just snowmobiling.
In the 3rd grade.
Then you got to sit down and learn some math.
Yeah.
After all this.
So, were you laughing, or were you a little bit mortified?
Little mortified, but at the same time, since all the kids were just like, "Fuck yeah,"
that helps.
You're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's funny. They had a party like that on Thursday night.
I don't even understand why. Like, was it?
That's a Saturday situation.
Yeah, it's absolutely a Saturday situation. I was like, who gets married on a Thursday? So I don't even know why they would be doing that.
What happens? So you're on the snow and then you hit a grass patch.
Yeah.
What happened?
He was going so
lot.
fast that
Yeah.
I don't think it mattered.
Okay.
He just skidded over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just kind of
Right.
It just makes louder noises.
And the road is like you're literally just sparks.
The best part is he got home and your mom was like, "How was the trip?" And he was like, "It was fine."
It's
Yeah.
cool.
He didn't mention. He didn't mention that he put
Absolutely
on a
not.
fucking matinee.
Absolutely not. And mom didn't even ask.
Of course.
No.
And this is the time where, like, now I would think the school would call about everything. They
Yeah.
probably didn't even. They were like upset. They just fucking
Nothing
dropped it.
happened.
No,
If
they just dropped
I
it.
bring that up to my parents now, they go, "What?"
Oh, they don't believe you.
They go, "Shut up."
They have
I'm
selective
all-
memory. those
Yeah,
two,
and I'm like, I'm not that creative that I would come up with that story.
Right.
I go, I'm not just pulling these stories out of my ass.
yeah, like I don't think you remember his parents brought him to the drive-in to watch Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's
Yeah, my
like,
mom's like,
why
no.
do I remember that?
Yeah, why would that be such a distinct memory?
And your mom, I do clips for the show, and your mom goes, "Oh my god."
Hilarious, dude. To watch her like, God damn, another one. Like I had to remind her they put me on a Greyhound when I was like 12 years old.
Mhm.
And she's just like, oh God.
That isn't that crazy back then, though.
You, as I say, you're the last generation that happened with.
Right.
Because flying wasn't that normal, and it wasn't crazy to put someone on a flight.
Did it
It
all
wasn't
the
like,
time.
"Hey, flight attendants, this is your problem.
Yeah.
Watch my kid." They
And
do
would.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. They'd put you right by the flight attendants and they'd check in on you.
Yeah.
You need anything,
Yeah.
sweetie? And you're like,
Yeah. Then everything went full stranger danger.
Yeah.
Apples and needles inside of candy at Halloween. Like that's when everything just went down.
Sheer
Like,
paranoia.
just everything. We were
Right.
just.
So we caught both of it. We caught like go out and play and don't worry about it, but also don't eat your Halloween candy.
Yeah.
Like we're in the
Right.
transition period.
Were you guys? Do you guys remember this? I'm almost for sure this is real, I
Razor
guess I-
blades in the Milky Way.
Razor
for sure.
blades. There was Skylab was going to fall from the sky, and
Well,
they
it
didn't know
did.
where. But they didn't know
But
where.
they didn't know where it was
so
gonna fall.
it was most likely going to hit you. Was how they presented it.
right.
And also, right.
So everybody in the world had to be looking up all the time.
But
right?
also, nuclear war
Yeah,
could
no,
happen
yeah,
today.
that
By
was
the
big.
way,
That-
kids,
right.
that's how bad Russia is.
Yeah.
They're trying to vilify
Right.
Russia,
Yeah.
and you're like,
all the time.
You guys don't believe me? Sting,
Right.
would you like to play a song to let the
Right,
kids
yeah.
know what's up? Thank
There
you,
was,
Sting.
yeah, there were so many movies about the fucking Russians.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn, and then there was the like the mini series on ABC, the whole like the day after
The
or
Day
whatever.
After.
That was,
America
like, a
with a
big-
K.
Yeah.
That
Now-
was a popular one.
Now in Bakersfield,
No
I
wonder
don't know,
we're all messed up.
I don't know if this conversation was had where you guys lived, but like, the small towns, like everybody knows they're gonna nuke like New York, Washington D.C.
Didn't even think
LA.
about that. Yeah.
Oh, Bakersfield, they would, to be proud of being Bakersfield, they would say shit like, well, the Air Force is just right over the hill.
Right.
Yeah, we're getting nuked for sure.
Ah.
And you're like, no, we're not. Nobody even knows Bakersfield
Yeah,
exists.
Right.
And they're like, nah, we're close to Edwards.
That's called
Space.
self-importance.
get-
That's
yeah,
like
absolutely. Main character syndrome like a
Main
motherfucker.
character
I'm like, are you kidding me? We're going to crawl out of the nuclear muck. This is the Road Warrior.
that's why it's
Based
laughable.
on towns like this.
Dude, that's why it's like when we've all done it. When you travel through America and it's just a vast amount of
It's
just land.
so much.
Yeah.
Land.
And those people are so scared of big city problems that really will never affect them. It just, you almost kind of pity them. You're like, you are so far away from.
Oh,
you've got
you're
it.
fine.
I mean, other than the isolation, they got it. They're fine.
yeah.
Like none of the things
Nah,
that
you
everybody
can
argues
hunker
about
down,
on
dude.
TV on a daily basis is not even going to get close to that.
Yeah,
I know, but-
I'm done. We're cooked.
Yeah.
We're first wave.
Right. But they have this fear, and because people tell them it's coming to your town next.
Do you know how long it takes just to do a family vacation across America? And you think that stuff, like all those people, are going to start. It would be what, hundreds of years for them to finally get there, right? Like
Oh,
it's not,
yeah.
not if at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would just be like, oh, shit, people live here.
Not to
is
mention, like,
crazy.
we're already going through what they're afraid of.
Yeah,
Like, everything they're afraid of,
Right.
we're living amongst.
Yeah, it's fine.
that's true.
Yeah.
And we're completely fine.
Yeah, you just stay out of that neighborhood. and
Yeah.
You don't want to drive over there at night.
Stay in your car.
6
And
blocks
just don't
from.
get
well,
Oh my
I
God!
could say
Right in
this
front
from-
of my mother-in-law. My sister-in-law calls me. We're in separate cars.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, "I'm on Crenshaw Boulevard. Am I gonna be okay?" And my mother-in-law's like, "Oh my God, she's on Crenshaw Boulevard!" And I'm like, "I had no idea you guys listen to this much hip hop." that you know what that fucking means. But you're gonna be okay.
That's so
You're gonna
good.
be okay.
I was just watching a rap video last night, and all the streets they were talking about. I go, fuck, I've been there a million times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Lincoln Heights, yeah.
But these are long streets too, by the way. It's not like
then there's that part.
it's not like you could say, hey, yeah, that happened on Sunset. We're talking about the Sunset Strip. We're not talking about all the way to downtown.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We're not talking about all the way to the ocean.
Right.
We're talking about like a mile.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Where it's
All of us where we live are within 6 blocks of probably what would be classified as a dangerous gang.
And by the way,
for sure.
By the way,
and-
same as my in-laws. They live in New Orleans.
Yes.
They live in a
Yes.
really nice neighborhood, but 2 miles away, shit's crazy.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Except in the vast lands of the Midwest where there's like literally nothing but cornfields and and crops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is underrated, by the way.
Which
It's
part?
nice out there. Cornfields are nice.
Oh, I come from a cornfield town.
Yeah, you're chilling out there. I don't mean to shit on small towns because small towns got it going on.
I have
Oh,
no
for
problem
sure.
with it. The only time it drives me nuts is when you got to drive when it's like hours upon hours upon hours of just nothing.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's the only time it drives you bonkers when you're driving, or if you drive at night.
Yeah.
Because there's no lights
Yeah.
in a lot of those areas. Like we
Oh.
drove through South Dakota
Yeah.
in the dark, and I was like, dude.
Yeah.
I forget because why would you be putting street lights up when there's nothing for 60 miles?
Yeah, so
80 miles.
You hope it snows, so
Yeah.
there's something on the
Shows
sides
you
of the
where
street.
the road is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alaska was like that when I first got there. I'd just be driving like, why is it so dark here? My God.
But I love it. I agree with you in the fact that like I have no beef with
Yeah.
Middle America at all. I like the pace of it. I like the vibe of it.
Oh,
You know what
I
mean?
grew
I
up
just
before Bakersfield. I was fucking even smaller town.
yeah.
Oh God, you could fit that town in Bakersfield's mall.
Yep.
Yeah,
And they got all the great characters, by the way, too.
Fuck yeah, they're called my family,
The Colemans?
the Colemans. They're fucking crazy. They're all pretty normal now. But
Right.
yeah, they were out of control.
When no one was watching, they were buck wild.
Yeah, you could. There was a certain point in time in that town you could say so and so Coleman, and they'd be like, "Oh shit, you fucked up, dude."
He's coming here
Yeah, like
tonight?
I would go to the auction with my grandpa, the cow auction and shit, and people, Leroy, hey, tip their hats and like fucking get out of his way, like just rows of people getting out of his way. People would buy me a soda.
Don
And-
Coleman.
And I was just like, wow, people fucking love Grandpa. And my grandma would just be like, yeah, because he probably beat their ass at some point. Like, he's a fucking maniac.
That's how they did it back then. That's how you got respect, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that is how he got respect. Yeah, remember when he almost beat Mike to death?
And then he's still friends with Mike.
Yeah, Mike still has one eye. Like, oh yeah, one eye Mike. He's just like, hey, Leroy, sir.
You
how
just
are
got
you?"
Coleman, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, they drink a lot and they're fucking crazy. So,
All right, Aaron, I think we can go to an Eric Wendell. He is up and looking to you
is
haven't
up.
seen him at his new apartment yet.
oh,
He is a new guy.
I bet he is.
He's
dude.
he smiles a lot.
Yeah, and his
His-
eyes
oh.
are like super
They're-
bright.
They're beautiful.
He got hope again.
Yeah. Like the girl in the
Like
waiting area.
almost like the girl in the waiting area who's gonna get
Yeah.
proposed to several times.
Several times.
and that's what's gonna bring her down.
It is good we're
Yeah, it'll
getting
break her.
Yeah.
kicked out of the studio because we would definitely have to go to HR after this episode.
Look, you guys gotta stop talking about the new girl. She's probably as old as my kid.
You don't think
I
about
have no
that?
idea.
Nah, she's probably 25.
That's Carter.
I have no idea.
How old are you? You're not 30. There's no
I
way.
am riddled with so much guilt that I'll look at someone once and be like, all right, Brian, just don't look over there anymore because you're just a fucking creep. Not because it's nothing sexual. It's just like I just don't want to be labeled. I don't want to be misunderstood.
You don't want to get
I don't.
caught.
I don't.
You don't want
wanna-
that moment. You don't want to be like, because it just all comes seeping in. You're like, you're 50. Like, it's just like,
Yeah. Or the fact that you think that I actually think that, well, maybe in another world. That's not crossing.
no, you're
my
looking
mind
you're
at
looking
all,
at her
like-
because she's attractive, but there's more than that. We're living in a society, and you know what it's like when you were 25 and, like, some 50-year-old is all of a sudden in the mix at a
Yeah.
bar or whatever, and you're like, yo, 50. Get the fuck out of our booth.
Hey, Grandpa. What's
Get
going
the
on?
fuck away.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be retired by now?
When you're
Shouldn't you
young-
be raising your grandkids?
When you're young, you glow.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you hit an age where there's no glow left.
Yep.
And that's
You're
why
just-
people hate young people.
It's like a candle
You're
snuffer
right,
addict.
jealousy.
Right.
They don't
it's
get it
like,
anymore. You're
you
pissed.
don't understand how shitty this world is, dumbass.
I had a muscle pull this morning putting on my fucking shoes, and I was so angry. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck old age, dude. Like, I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Shoes? Putting on shoes now? Because I've seen those commercials where they got those long shoe helper things, and I laugh at shit like that, right?
Yeah, I got one. And I have one in the car.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We can cut all this out because no one wants to hear from old fucking
No,
old
it's
people.
good.
Wow.
It's good. Wow, look at Mr. fucking Bright apartment.
Yo, future's so bright.
Wow, look, your apartment actually stretches behind you. Like there's another room.
Earbuds are all fucked up.
Some things don't change though.
Absolutely.
The landlord
Yeah.
didn't throw in a new pair of
100%,
audio
100%.
equipment.
And I'm still waiting for that. Still waiting for that microphone. You're gonna bring to Torrance because it's it's fucking.
You're bringing
Yeah.
a microphone all the way to
Well,
Torrance?
Well, I was
Cutting
talking
it
a lot
out.
of shit a couple months ago, but I don't think I'm actually getting down to Torrance, especially when we're building the new studio up here.
Yeah, nobody's going
know?
to Torrance.
Right. Like, I think we figured out your audio.
We did.
Yeah, because you used to have those earbuds in, and it sounded like fucking Terminator 6.
Well, you know, the irony is those are brand new Bose state of the art noise canceling earbuds, and these are from fucking 2004 or some shit.
I got the irony for you. Nothing sounds better than a landline.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, I guess
All these
that's a
improvements
good
only
point.
get things just only get worse.
Landline.
Wendell, that was your cue
Yeah.
to have a banana and go, hello, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't eat bananas. I don't have any bananas
Why-
back in my kitchen.
Why am I
Sorry.
paying for classes at the Groundlings when you're not even gonna like take a chance on some comedy?
You can't even do the basic improv.
Long Beach 041.
That's good enough. That's close. Yeah. Hello.
That's right. Everybody's got like a 1930s character, right?
Hello.
21, 23 Skidoo, all that shit. All those sketch actors have a character from the 1930s.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, Skibbity Bebop, Scooby-Doo or
Skibbity-doo.
something.
Oh, is that the skibbity toilet thing?
I don't. I just made all that up
Oh,
or
okay.
stole it from somebody.
How's
I
the
don't
new
know.
apartment? How's everything going over there at Melrose Place?
Dude, I mean, it's coming together. It doesn't look very great or anything behind me because I'm still working out where I'm
I'll be
gonna
honest with
try
you.
and do
It
the
looks-
show from.
It looks 10 times better already. There was like a brown tint to your entire existence at the last place.
It's true.
It looks
That's- yeah.
it looks like you've cleaned off your camera, but you
Yeah.
probably didn't. You just live in much more sunshine.
Yeah, it was almost like he had beige skies.
I just have brighter lights here. Yeah, like, well, I mean, I have more space. I got big bay windows over here to my
Damn.
right.
Big bay
You know,
windows.
I got the big bright light in the kitchen behind me.
Big
I turned it
bright
off, but it was too dark, so I turned it back on.
Is that a red microwave behind you or like an old TV?
Yeah, it's a red microwave.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn.
That's not really where it's gonna be yet. I'm
That's how we're
still
living, dude. Yeah, you're not gonna have
still
a
got a
microwave
few
in the living
boxes
room.
and stuff around that you can't see out of frame. You know, I'm making progress.
You should go full bachelor and put the microwave on your coffee table
Yeah,
in front of the TV.
dog.
Next to the
So
bed.
and like a little mini dude fridge.
Fuck yeah.
So
I
you can
do.
just you never have to
I
get
have
up.
a mini fridge.
Not
I
even
have
a
that.
not even a couch, just a single chair.
Yeah.
Do you have a big size fridge too?
Well, the big size fridge is right. Let me
So
get
you
my
have
finger
one.
Right.
I don't need directions.
right there at the top
Yeah.
of my finger.
Oh, I see it.
is
I
my
see it.
real fridge that has a million magnets on it.
I stayed at a hotel in New York City, and the mini fridge, where you could put like maybe a thick book in there. It was so small. It
Let's
was just like
see.
this much room.
They don't want you bringing anything up there. They want you
Yeah,
buying shit.
You
You're like-
also, but you can't call and complain about a mini fridge being too small because they'll be like, "What's it called?" Mini fridge.
Hey, say it back to me, mini fridge. Thank you. You can put a sandwich in there, not a soda, or a soda, not a sandwich.
That's what
half
it is.
sandwich.
It's
half
a
sandwich.
yeah, it's a sandwich
You
fridge.
know what? I'll eat half the sandwich, then I can put the soda in the other half in there.
I got a real mini fridge over here behind me.
I believe you.
I can't believe this thing still works. It's a Sanyo mini fridge. One of my mom's
Shout out to
friends
Sanyo.
from work bought me when I graduated high school in 1991, and it still fucking works.
Sanyo crazy.
It's on right now.
That's great news.
Dude, I'm gonna put a bunch of beer in there and put it next to my new couch. That I gotta get. It's gonna be great.
Dude, living.
Have you ever done donuts in a parking lot?
I did better than donuts.
Oh, here
The
we go.
first two
Pastries?
cars I owned,
I flipped.
we used
the
to
car.
take them to all the different skate spots around Virginia,
Yeah.
and there'd be like you probably never skated Dulles Banks or anything out in Dulles or whatever,
Dulles
but it's an
Airport.
old industrial park.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't. It was new at the time, but it has the blacktop banks that go up a hill so that
Okay.
they have loading docks and shit. I
Yeah.
used to jump my car off of the fucking loading dock banks and see how much air I could get in a 1982 Toyota Tercel.
Folks,
So
life
that's
before
good.
the internet was absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
Because you didn't have enough information to tell you that what you're about to do is extremely.
Yeah.
You had the information. Your dad was like, "Hey, here's like 10 things don't
It
do."
was your dad,
but you
though,
didn't
but
believe
yeah,
him.
yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
you thought he was
Yeah.
from like 1915.
Yeah, what do you know?
And didn't
Yeah.
know anything.
You're like, whatever, dude.
Dude, I would kill to have some video of that. That would be so fucking amazing.
We could
right
finally
now.
go viral.
Now, were you the guy that would do that stuff, and then you're driving home, and then half of your car's just dragging underneath
Right.
you as
Oh,
you're
yeah.
driving
What's
home?
that noise?
Dude, I did that, and you know what? Now that I'm thinking back, that's why the front seat of my car broke off of the fucking
I was
floorboard.
That's
just
so
gonna
weird.
say
Sorry
we're-
about how I
Who would
had
have thought?
I was gonna say we're talking to a guy who used a log for a seat.
Yeah, I can't believe we've told that story like upwards of 15 times on this podcast.
and not
Right.
even like drilled into the fucking.
We finally got the prequel. You know?
Yeah.
We finally got the fan
What, it took
fiction.
like 4 years to get this part. Oh yeah, actually the seat broke because I used to jump
I think
my
we
car.
cracked the case. That's probably what happened, right? Like I never knew why
Duh.
the seat broke off, but now that I'm thinking about it,
You never
that's
knew why.
probably the reason.
You never.
As Ian Bagg
You
would
know-
say, there
you
was
know
a
what's
day
even
where you had a
crazier?
seat and there was a day you wasn't. What happened?
I swear to God, I feel like I'm talking to my kid. I can talk to my. It's like an interrogation. Whenever you're asking your kids anything, and then finally near the end, she'll be like, "Well, such and such happened." I'm like, "Fuck, we should have started right here."
See, you know what? That's so funny because you're always like, I always feel like I'm telling younger people about their rights with the cops.
Mhm.
But you should just tell younger people, pretend you're talking to your parents.
Right.
They'll ask you a question. Don't really answer
Don't
it.
answer it.
Yeah.
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 How was school today? Fine.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Yes. No. Yes.
For somebody who doesn't have kids, you
Dude.
nailed that one.
My kid, I asked her recently, I said, what are your grades? She goes, oh, all A's and 1B. I go, cool, we're done.
Yep.
My wife told Karen, all A's, 1B. She goes, but did you see it? And I go, fuck. Sure as shit. All bullshit.
She's just buying herself an hour.
Yeah. I was just like, oh my God, dude. Do you want to be management or do you want to be the one that takes out the fucking trash? What are we doing here? Shit, get a mop in the lobby.
I think
Fuck.
she can be management. She lied right to your face.
And
Boss.
it
There you
worked.
go.
And it worked.
And it worked. I'm like, hey, I'm stupid.
She got a
okay.
promotion before you figured it out, dude.
Yeah, true. I had to go to fucking the CEO. Like, did you see it?
The best part is you get in trouble.
Yeah, right?
That's
For her
parenting, though.
lighting,
That's
yeah.
That is parenting.
that's Dad 101 right there.
All right, cool. Sounds great. Let me take that up the line and see what happens.
Yeah.
So we took it to management, and they want to see
Yeah.
the physical reality of that.
The report.
So, Craig, go get the $50 you gave back to her. She's already spent it, so we're not getting that back.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'll just have her take out the trash for a while.
For the
No,
next
it'll be
year.
me? Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I
deserve
got it,
that.
babe.
Wendell,
There you go.
what
Yeah.
what movie are you reviewing? Please tell me it's the Dukes of Hazzard reboot.
There's a Dukes of Hazzard reboot.
Well, from like 20 years ago. Johnny
Oh.
Knoxville, Jessica Simpson,
Yeah,
Stifler.
that was actually entertaining. I'm
Stifler.
surprised they didn't make a sequel. Anyways, I watched a new movie that just came out, a new Stallone movie
Oh, damn.
with
boy.
Scott Eastwood
Mm.
and Willa Fitzgerald called Alarum.
Okay.
So let's start with the title.
Yeah.
Which is
Please,
awful.
I was going to start
What an
there.
awful title for
Yeah.
a movie.
I'm alarmed that they made a movie
I'm alarmed.
together.
Right.
I am alarmed.
Like, you probably don't even know how to fucking spell it. Like, it's such a stupid, weird ass name.
Please.
Alarum, Alarum.
Okay.
I don't know why. Why would you title a movie that? That's terrible.
Because
for starters.
Is it sci-fi?
No,
Oh.
it's another spy thriller. Scott Eastwood is a spy, and this chick Willa Fitzgerald is sent to kill him in, I don't know, Bulgaria, Budapest, something like that.
Sounds
And
right.
Sounds like you liked it.
instead of her killing him, she like kicks his ass or something and like crashes through a coffee table onto the floor, and she's laying on top of him, and all of a sudden it turns into like a fucking ask me out on a date thing, like what are you doing after this or something. So it's totally fucking preposterous and stupid, because if you're a hitman, black ops operative, you're not gonna fucking try to date the fucking person you're sent to murder. You're just gonna take them out.
Well, I mean, we do have a history of James Bond, which always got himself in trouble ultimately. But
true.
Yeah,
Well,
Mrs. Smith, all this.
yeah,
it
stuff.
was his
point
Achilles heel. It was his Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Right.
You got a
Now I
point
find
there.
myself
I know,
tied
thank
up
you.
with a saw blade coming towards my testicles.
When will I learn, Miss Moneypenny?
So that's the basic plot of the movie. These two end up and ends up just fucking gangbusters taking off, and they get married and everything, and they decide to drop off the grid and abandon the company and live in the middle of nowhere.
Good luck with
but
that.
hey, guess what happens?
Stallone.
Someone finds out where they're at. I know it's crazy.
Just when he thinks he's out, they
Say
pull
it.
him back in.
Say it.
Willa Fitzgerald pulls him back in.
Rocky Father 3. Rock Father.
So they're somehow at some lake resort, and I swear they said it was Poland. There's in the movie. I don't know if they're really in Poland. I don't know where they shot it at, but a plane crashes, and they're all talking about how this DEA op fucking went wrong and the plane crashed. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, the Drug Enforcement Agency doesn't have any fucking authority in Poland.
No.
Why are we talking? Why are we shooting?
That's
them all in a
absolutely
movie?
true. They'd be like, you get you and your fucking plane the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Right.
It's Poland's problem now.
Yeah. So, and it's a single engine prop.
Oh, here we go.
So, a single engine prop plane ain't gonna like accidentally leave U.S. airspace and make it to fucking Poland.
It's not.
Like, whoops.
You mean it's not going to make it across the
Yeah, I'm taking,
Atlantic Ocean?
I'm taking Amelia
gonna-
Earhart Airlines.
Yeah. See how that worked out.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's fucking awesome.
So there's so many holes. Like,
That's
I mean, that's a huge plot hole. Like,
Yeah.
why is the DA in Poland? They don't have any jurisdiction. It makes no sense. The plane didn't make it across the Atlantic, like we said. Like, I don't know. It's like, and what is Scott Eastwood doing? How do you have the most successful father in cinema history, and you do B movie, shitty B movie after shitty B movie? You should be way better at your job.
They're like, we'll give
more
you
successful.
we'll give you $5 million. Like, yeah, sounds great. And we're in Poland.
I mean,
Fucking
do you want
awesome.
your whole career to be a money grab? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
At this
Okay.
point,
Fuck yeah.
please, for the love
Film
of God.
business.
Yeah.
Business.
This whole podcast is a Patreon grab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/the full charge.
Like and subscribe.
Only reason
on
we're here.
YouTube.
That's
Oh,
good. That was a shameless plug. I love it.
Shameless. Everything's
Um,
shameless now.
Shameful, my friend.
Yeah, no, I'm Gen X, so everything's shameful. I'm gonna go home and
Oh,
take a
dude,
shower after this.
Speaking of shameful, if we may divest for a second. Or
Well, we can't
divert
divest
or-
that long.
We
but
only have a minute.
we only have a minute left. So what do you
Oh,
got?
we don't. Okay, I'll save the story for next time then.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, just terrible. I mean, and here's another thing. All the
I love how
actions-
we just
there's
get on
lots of
here.
action.
This podcast is basically we're looking for work, and all we do is shit on all of Hollywood.
So where's the positive in it? There had to have been something that you were okay with.
I really wanted to have a positive review today. I was going to talk about Paradise, but then I thought about it and I was like, wait a minute, I talked about that last week for a minute.
Pretend like you're a ref in a Kansas City Chiefs game and fucking call this for the movie.
Dude, Mahomes is going to win. I mean, it's he's going to have the 3-peat. It's going to be some crazy Super Bowl record.
What do you give this movie, this Stallone movie?
This was awful. There's lots of action shooting scenes, but guess what it looks like? Nobody gets shot. It looks like you're watching the fucking A-Team from 1985. It's terrible.
Is B.A. in it? Is Mr. T in it?
No B.A., no Mr.
But
T.
it has the fake bullshit muzzle flash when everyone's shooting. It's all bright and fucking stupid looking, so it's totally fake. These guys are the worst shots ever. There's like a team of like 20 people shooting Scott Eastwood in the forest. They miss every fucking shot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like watching the A-Team. Yeah, it's awful. It's a half an ice cream truck.
Oh my God!
So should we give him a task? You have to find something next time that you really love.
A good movie.
Yeah, let's get a good movie.
Do you have Apple TV?
My friend has it. I'm working on getting
Okay, all right.
Watch Slow Horses.
Oh, great show.
Gary Oldman.
I've wanted to watch that. It looks really good. Apple TV has the best fucking shows.
There's a lot of really
and they don't
good
even
shows.
advertise. That like you get on there, you're like, holy shit.
There's a lot of really good shows.
Every how every famous person has a podcast elsewhere. Every famous person has a TV show on Apple TV. You're like, I didn't know about this.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, Silo's really good. I've watched that.
Yes.
Severance is really good. Bad Monkeys with Vince Vaughn, really good.
It's
there's so many great shows. I haven't been able to watch Slow Horses. I want to. I've
So you have to treat the ice cream truck like your new apartment. You need to have a new outlook on the movies. If you don't like it, shelve it. Find a positive.
Fire up the microwave.
It's 5 hot tubs now, Bryan.
Sorry.
5 hot tubs.
Sorry.
I figured it was 5.
See,
food
everything.
trucks.
You know, everything. It's a fresh outlook.
5 fusion food trucks.
All right, we got to run. Wendell, have a great day at work. Thanks for waking up early to do this. And,
hey, no problem.
And we're out of here.
Peace.
Peace out.
Peace out, fam.